In this video, we're going to continue learning about math, and we're going to learn just one concept here. So we're going to make an incremental version to the average program that we did in the last video. And the way we do that, we're going to start just like any other video. We're going to open the terminal, double click on the terminal icon, up comes the terminal, cd space desktop, cd space C code. And then I want to make a new project, /makeproject.sh space, then average underscore v2, version 2. This is version 2 of the average program. Notice that I didn't use space. In this series, and in general, it's good advice to not use spaces for file names, project names, things like that. It can just cause a mess. I'm going to talk about that in a separate video as well, but for now, just rest assured that you shouldn't use spaces in file names. Then I cd into average underscore v2, and I open space dot, and up comes in Finder, up comes the average v2.c. I double click on that, and it comes up in Xcode. It's the empty template program. What I want to do, and this is a common thing as well, is I want to take the last program we did, average.c, and just use that as the starting point for my program. I want to cut and paste all of that into average underscore v2.c. So what I do is you go into Xcode, File, Open, or even it might be Open Recent. You'll find average.c, open that up. Then when you have that, then you Command A, Command C to copy all of that onto the clipboard. And then you go into average underscore v2.c, and you go Control A, highlight the old template program. And then Command A to highlight the old template program. And then Command V to copy all of average.c into this average underscore v2.c. So Command A, Command C on the old program, Command A, Command V on the new program to copy the old program into the new program. Then you can close up average.c, and it's not saved yet, so the Command S to save it, and so now this is the starting point of our average underscore v2 program. The long-term goal is to be able to calculate the average of millions of numbers, right? Not 3, right? And so if you're coming up, if you have a million numbers, you need a million variables, A, B, C, D, all the way through Z, that's 26. And then AA, BB, CC, that's 52. To get to a million, it would be so many variable names, I couldn't keep track of them all. It'd be annoying how much that is. So we need to come up with a new concept to store variables, and that concept is the array. The array is one name for a lot of different storage spaces, right? Just like a column in Excel, the column A, column B, column C in Excel, we can make the same thing in C. The way to do that is to replace float ABC with a new variable A, just A, and then in square braces the number of elements you need. In C, you have to say what type of variable it is, a floating point variable. And you also have to say how many rows this column has, how many rows this array has, 3. It has 3 rows. And so that's the definition. That's how you declare a variable as an array with the square brackets followed by a semicolon. Then, when you want to declare when you want to assign values to each of them, you have to give the number of the row that you're interested in. And so A sub 0 is 3, and A sub 1 is 5, and A sub 2 is 8 in this code. Now, notice that it didn't start with 1. It doesn't go A1, A2, A3. It starts with 0. Arrays always start with 0. So it doesn't go from 1 to 3. It goes from 0 to 2. It's a really important point. And C programmers are so smug about it. It's one of the things they focus on a lot, is that a lot of C programming books start at chapter 0, not chapter 1. That's their little donning their hat to the fact that C starts at 0, not 1. A lot of programming languages do start at 1. Arrays their index of the array starts at 1, not 0. So it's an important detail. C starts at 0. Some others start at 0 too. It's just a thing to know. So then the equation for the average is A bracket 0 plus A bracket 1 plus A bracket 2, all in parentheses, divided by 3. So and then when we then you go back into the terminal, You compile it and you run it, and it comes up with the exact same answer. So we haven't changed the functionality of this code at all. And at first blush, it's like, man, this was dumb. Why are we doing this? I just added more keystrokes. Open square braces, close square braces. It's a chance that I could make more errors. Again, we're going to do a lot of different versions version 2 of the average, and we're going to keep adding new things in order to come up with a scalable algorithm where you can calculate the average of millions and millions of numbers. So that's where we're headed. And to be able to do larger scale computing, you need this thing called an array. So that's all we needed to learn in this lesson was what is an array? How does array indexing work in C? Starting at 0.